Hi. Okay, looks like Ollie's got me shared into the group. So we'll go ahead and start. Let me move my coffee. Hi, my name's Julie. I'm with Vintage Flair. We're doing a live event today with Lolly's Crafting Friends VIP. And just to take a couple minutes to introduce myself. My name is Julie. Like I said, I'm with Vintage Flair. I have an amazing husband of 26 years, and I have 2 children and 6 grandchildren, ranging from ages 15 to 6. Yeah, it's been fun. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to make some canisters. I got these jars from the Dollar Tree. They were almost out of them, so I ended up going online and buying 4 cases of them. Yeah, I have an addiction with jars. My daughter actually called me last night. She was making some great northern beans, and they came in these huge jars. So she calls me and says, "Mom, do you want these jars?" Well, yeah, I want these jars. So anyway, these canisters that we're making today are going to be probably one of the cheapest crafts you can make. The jars, if you can find them anymore, the jars cost $1.25 each. I'm using a total of 3 jars today. Like I said, the store that I go to, I don't believe they even have them anymore. So, but we'll go ahead and get started on these. I was a case manager with a drug and alcohol rehab. My diabetes got a little out of hand, so I ended up leaving my job because of that. I haven't worked for about 7 years, but yeah, it's been fun. I've already printed my labels. These labels I got from Mother Time. When I first made these canisters, everybody loved these labels. I had quite a few people that were messaging me saying, I can't print these off, whether they were having trouble with it or they didn't have a printer but really wanted to do the craft. So excuse me, I went ahead and printed them off and sent them to them. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Pumpkins Crafty Creations. Good morning, Karen. Thank you, Ollie, for getting me shared into the group. Anyway, after I had left my job, I decided I was going to craft just for something to do because I am not one to just sit around. I started watching my idol, I call her, Tracy Campbell from My Sweet Home Living. She does mostly everything I love. Anything vintage, anything primitive. she's just amazing at the crafts that she does. And here lately she's been doing a lot of sewing crafts, which I plan on doing in Ollie's group and on my page. But anyway, she's just amazing, and I love her. Hence the shirt. I got this. We ordered from her page, so yeah, I love it. We're going to go ahead and start off by painting these black. Typically, I don't have to use 2 coats on this when I use chalk paint. Chalk paint is very forgiving on glass. It is, you can't mess it up. But we're going to go ahead and start and get these painted. I probably am not going to paint the bottom right now. I'll probably just do that when we're done. And hopefully I can get all these done before my hour is up. Hi, Angela. How are you doing? Glad you're in. Yeah, this chalk paint is amazing. I get all of my chalk paint mostly from Walmart because they have all the colors. And it's really, really good chalk paint. You want to make sure you get around the lid also, even though we're going to have a lid on it. But you still want to, make it look nice, especially if you're selling. If you're selling these, you want to make sure, everything's covered. And if you're anything like me, I will have paint all over me by the time I get done. Okay. So while these are still wet, I'm going to go ahead and put my cinnamon on. Because, vintage, you have to have cinnamon on everything. And like I said, I'm a very messy crafter. But it usually turns out looking very good. So we'll get that one there. Set that aside to dry and go ahead and get these other 2 painted. So how's everybody doing today? I know here in Ohio, it's extremely cold. As a matter of fact, one moment, please. I'm sorry. I forgot to hit Do Not Disturb. And this really don't take long to get all this done. Yeah, I forgot to hit my Do Not Disturb on here. Hold on, I'm so sorry. There we go. This is my first live, guys. I'm trying to get used to all this. And it's funny because last night I'm running everything through my head. And I'm like, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, gotta make sure this is out, make sure this is out. And I was just thinking this morning, please don't forget to hit Do Not Disturb because my daughter likes to call me. Our daughters. And we'll go ahead and put some cinnamon on this one. Make them look all rusty and vintage. You don't really have to get it up on around the rim here because you're not going to see it anyway. Go ahead and get this third one done. And Mother Time, she has, she gives away free labels every now and then. At Christmas time, she had some really cute labels that you could download and print off for free. She does sell some, I believe, but she's also a really good. She does a lot of videos where she's doing stuff in her house, you know, creating different vignettes, and she's another good one. Like I said, I'm not going to paint the bottoms. We'll get that after I get done here. Cinnamon. Cold in Kentucky, Joyce. Yeah, we actually have a winter cold warning for tomorrow or tonight and into tomorrow. So it's supposed to be really, really cold. I'm always saying it would be nice if we just had spring, summer, fall, go back to spring, summer, fall. I am not a winter person. I could so move to Florida or somewhere really warm. And the older I get, the colder I am. So that's how that works. Good morning, Lori. Good morning, Donna. Hi, Patricia. If I don't see your comment, guys, I'm very sorry. Like I said, this is my first time and I'm just getting started. But it might help if I turn this on down here. Dry these up real good. You want to make sure these are extremely dry because when I get done drying it, we're going to rub some of that cinnamon off and kind of blend it in a little bit. Hi, Karen. Had internet issues. Yeah, it seems like, I don't know why, but when it's really cold here, our internet acts crazy. Sometimes we have it, sometimes we don't. And where I live, we're like deep in the country. And it's hard to get internet here anyway. Make sure you dry these really, really well. That looks pretty good. Got paint all over me already. Thank you for sprinkling, Donna. I appreciate it. Good, Karen. I'm glad. Thank you, Kenny. I appreciate it. Good morning, Tish. Yeah, my dogs, I have 3 pugs. I had one, and my daughter brought him to me from Texas. So he's a sweet little Texas pug. And then a couple years ago, I had received a phone call from my daughter saying that there was a pug at the Humane Society that somebody had just dropped off. And you know, we can't have that. So I went and got her. And her name is Ginger. My original is Odie. And then a month or 2 ago, of course, it's my daughter again, calls me and says, Mom, There's a black pug at the Humane Society. Its owner died. Well, you know what that meant. I had to go rescue. And his name is Charlie. Charlie is like a cat. He can jump. He can jump so high. I've never seen a dog jump like he does. Okay, I think I got this pretty good. Might be a little spot there. All right. Yeah, they're characters too. Charlie likes to. If I have my coffee on the table, you don't dare leave your chair out because he is a coffee drinking fool. He loves coffee. So I'm constantly getting him off the table and making myself another cup of coffee, which I'm going to get a drink of. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this rag and I am going to wipe these off. Brush some of that cinnamon off. And you want to get a little aggressive. You don't want it to look like cinnamon. You want it to look rusty. A beautiful rusty color. See that? Don't that look nice? I love it. Love, love, love. Okay, move on to the next. Yeah, it's hilarious. Unless you're having a bad day and he's getting up on the table and drinking your coffee, and then it's like, dude, really? Mama needs that coffee today. Trust me. Oh, Lori, your mom's dog's name Odie too. Odie is such a fitting name for my pug because he's just, I don't know. He's a comedian. Get this off around the edge there. And this rag is, whew, blowing stuff all over me. This stuff's really hard to get off. Let me turn my rag around maybe. There we go. Little furries getting up my nose. Okay. So see what we got going on? Whew. All right. Let's get this put up. Next, we are going to do the lids. Set those aside. Okay. Now the lids. Let me get this cleaned up a little bit here. All right. So, the lids. What I start out with is Folk Art Cinnamon. Because, you know, we gotta make the lids look crusty too, right? Okay. Get me a little plate here. Ooh, it's thick. But that's all right. We're going to use it anyway. Let's see. Here we go. All right. So the lids, what we're going to be using is, like I said, the cinnamon folk art. We're going to be using the dark colored wax from Walmart. It's the Waverly brand. And we're also, which everybody thinks is weird, we are going to be using black ink. It'll be good. I promise. It'll be fine. We're going to put the cinnamon color all over the lid. And usually the cinnamon, I have to put 2 coats on because it's pretty thin. I mean, it's thick, but when it goes on, it's pretty thin. So we're going to get these painted up. I have a feeling I'm rushing through this and I ain't going to have enough live to go an hour. Maybe I better slow down a little bit. C3 Cottage Crab. Hi, sweetheart. Thinking about you. Been thinking about you a lot lately. I hope everything works out and everything with this treatment goes good for Scott. I tell you, I don't know what I would do in that situation, and I'm sure she doesn't know what she's doing at this point. But I'm here for you, girl. You need me, I'm there. Okay, where is my third lid? Here we go. Yeah, this folk art cinnamon, it takes a bit. It's thick, but using 2 coats, it uses quite a bit of paint. So I try to keep it on hand. It's really cheap. I mean, you get these small bottles and they're only like 97, 98 cents at Walmart. Something like that. But, okay. Like I said, I got paint all over me. Grab my wipes here. So, does everybody have plans today other than work? I know it's Martin Luther King Day. Some people are off work, some people's not. I don't even think the mail runs today. And there goes Charlie. He was on my table. My TV is on. I forgot to turn it off. You know, I think you'd be better off if you did everything last minute. For some reason, last minute, you don't forget anything. You start to prepare a day ahead of time. And guess what? You forget the smallest things. Let's go ahead and dry these up. Be careful because these lids get really hot when you got the blower on them. Yeah, I love you, Cindy. I'm thinking about you, honey. Yeah, it's 26 degrees here, but it feels like 6. So it is not a warm day by any means. Oopsie. Okay. We are going to go ahead and put a second coat on these. Covered pretty good, considering, but it still needs a second coat. And we have time, so why not? Yeah, Cindy, you are precious to all of us in this group. And Scott, too. I've been watching you at times, and Scott will pop in and say hi to all of us. And you don't see that very often, where the husband just pops on and says hi. But yeah, everybody's praying for you and Scott. Things will work out. God is good all the time. This is actually a little makeup brush. I could not find anything when I do this technique that makes the paint do good on these lids. And I found this makeup brush and I was like, okay, let's try that. And it worked like a dream. Soft, just spreads it evenly. If you can hold the lid still, that is. Okay, last one. Get this last coat on here and get these dried up, and then we will start with the antique wax. And of course, my dogs are going to go nuts. If they hear anything, if they hear the other dog outside barking, they're on it. They think they are Doberman pinchers. They are not afraid of anything. Okay. Go ahead and put that in there. Get these dried up again. You love my brush? I think I got it in a box of Ipsy. I get Ipsy every month, just because I like to see the new products that's out there. And then my two oldest granddaughters, they have fallen in love with my Ipsy boxes. They love it when I get an Ipsy box in the mail. So they go through it. Mama, can I have this? Mama, can I have that? Of course, my oldest granddaughter is 13, and she's just at the point where she is wearing makeup. She's in junior high. And she is a beauty. So I try to share it with them. But yeah, I think that's where I got that brush. Ooh, these things get hot. And you'll all soon realize that I'm a talker. Especially if I'm nervous, I will talk your head off. But there's nothing wrong with that. All right, now we're going to get out the wax. You're okay. Go lay down. Ginger, she's the needy one. Odie's the talker. Odie loves to talk all the time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of my wet wipes here. And we're going to use it to put on this wax. And you don't want it real thick on there. You just want it to look old. We love old. My brother-in-law had come in when we were having Christmas, and he said that my house looks like a museum. And I asked him, I said, do I take that as a compliment or... But I took it as a compliment because I love my old stuff. Love, love. I love vintage. I absolutely love vintage. I love antiques. There is a antique store in Hillsboro, which is about 10 minutes from me. And I want to stop in there, but I know if I stop in there, I'm going to spend money that I don't have. That's usually how it goes. But sometimes you got to splurge. You got to be good to yourself. And this is what these are looking like with that vintage wax on there. Antique wax, I should say. And the reason I'm using a wet rag is because you don't want that thick on there. You want it to blend really well into that cinnamon paint. Hi, Heather. How are you? Hi, Donna. I am from Leesburg, Ohio. Leesburg. Okay. A little dab right there. Let's go ahead and get these dried up. Poured a little bit too much out on that one. I'm glad everybody's popped in this morning. Good morning, Creating with Love and Grace. I am not good at remembering names, you guys. I am so sorry. If your name is in your... Ooh, it's hot. If your name is in your group name, yeah, it'll click and click and click until I get it. But if it's not, I am not good with names. And the funny thing is, I talk to most of you all the time in the group, and you would think I would know everybody's names by now. But I don't. Get that wax dried real good, because next we're going to use the ink. And if that wax is not dry, that ink will kind of combine with that wax and it'll clump. We don't want that. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is let these continue to dry. We're going to do the wax here, or the ink here, in a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and work on these labels, getting those on the jar. And I blew some cinnamon into my coffee. Actually tastes pretty good. Okay, let's get out the coffee podge. And if you don't know what coffee podge is, it's just a third of coffee grunge mixed with, it's 3 parts glue, 1 part coffee grunge is what it is. It just gives it that nice brown color, which I love. All right. So my labels: the Old Mill, freshly roasted coffee, all-purpose flour, pure cane sugar. And then the other one, I usually do these in a set of 4, but I didn't know if I'd have time today. But the other one is called Fine Tea. And I did this jar up the other day with the Fine Tea label. All right. So let's see, we're going to put a generous amount of this coffee podge on here for the label. And you can do this either way. You can put it on the jar or you can put it on the label. Typically I put it on the label and then put it in, but let's go wild today. Make sure you get that lined up real good and straight. And Julie, that is not straight. Here we go. Thank you, Lori. They're really fun to make. You really should try it. Those are the Walmart brushes, Karen. They are, I keep in stock on those because I can ruin a brush quicker than anybody. I will put them in water when I'm done using them. And I'll leave them set for days. Normally they'll wash right out, but sometimes I'm like, ew, that's gross, and throw them away. Okay. So there's the sugar label. Got that on. And let's move on. Yes, they are good brushes. Amazing brushes. You know what? I'm going to get a paper towel. I like doing the labels the other way, I think. We're going to do it this way. So let's get this coffee label. I had already pre-cut these out, you guys, before we went on because, like I said, I wasn't sure about time. But it's all good. It is all good. But I just use my coffee grunge with a brush and go around the label to where it's easy to tear. I like a torn label versus a cut label. It just looks more vintage and old. Try to get this on straight. Here we go. Keep putting them on crooked. I don't know what's up with me this morning. And if they have wrinkles, if they have little wrinkles in them, that's fine. It just gives it more character. Typically the wrinkles will happen as they're drying. But like I said, it's all good. Let's get this third one. This is the coffee label. All right, I got about 20 minutes. Let's get this show on the road here, Julie. Come on. All right. Get this last label on. And when you put it on the label versus the jar, you get a lot more on it than if you were just putting it on the jar, meaning it gives you more coffee podge to help it stick. If that made any sense. Okay. Labels are on. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my ink. Let's see. We'll use this one. Does make sense, huh? Yeah. Murphy's Oil Soap. Cool. Yeah. Oh, there's a hair. I don't think that needs to go on there. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go around the edges. Just to give it that vintage look. When I first made these jars, it's probably, I don't know, it's been about 9 or 10 months ago since I first made them. I had the most likes on them. And nobody could believe that I used ink. Ink is amazing, you guys, when it comes to making stuff look old. And then just kind of go over it a little bit, not too hard in the middle. Just to give it that little bit of color. See? Go on to the next one. But yeah, I love using ink. It just gives it that really good vintage look. I am babysitting my grandchildren today, well, the 3 girls anyway, while my daughter goes and has stuff to do. I love spending time with my grandkids. That we don't always get along because, well, you know, they're kids. But it's fun. There we go. And the last one. Thank you very much. Oh, I already did that one. Why am I doing it again? We don't need to do that. I was like, hey, that one's already done. Cool. But yeah, making stuff like this to me is just so relaxing. If you're stressed out, grab a paintbrush, grab something and start crafting, because I tell you what, I feel so much better after I do. So much better. I'm such a fan of Cindy. And because Cindy shared me in, or not shared me in, what am I talking about? Cindy put my name out there. I had like 200 followers, I think. And she would get on her page and do her craft. And while she's doing her craft, she would say, now, everybody get on there and follow Vintage Flair with Julie. I ended up having, I think I've got like 3,700 people following me now. I mean, I know it wasn't all because of Cindy, but let me tell you what, Cindy put my name out there, and that was so sweet of her. And Donna Olson, Donna from Cypress Design, she did the same thing. I really appreciate when people are nice enough to help. Because again, you don't see that very often. People are not the way they used to be. I mean, I hate saying that, but it's the truth. All right. So, while I got the ink out, we're going to go ahead and do these lids up. And what I'm going to do is start at the edges. Go around the rim at the top. Excuse me. And then go a little in the middle. Gives it that vintage look, guys. Love it. And then on the sides, you don't have to do a whole lot. Just kind of go around. Yes, Cindy, we are all in this together. And I love that I can have a family on Facebook. Because there's times you need to talk to somebody other than your actual family. Even if it's joking around and acting goofy, which I'm very good at. I'm just saying. Go around the rim. Amen, sister. And there we go with number 2. And when it comes to these different techniques, you just have to play around with them. I taught myself to do most of this because at the time there wasn't a whole lot of people on that were doing vintage. Except, like I said, Tracy Campbell for My Sweet Home Living. Love her. She is great. She makes some of the cutest crafts. Okay. I think we got it, girls. It's messy, but it is so worth it. Get a drink of my cinnamon coffee. All right. So this is what they're pretty much going to look like. But what we're going to do is we are going to put, if I can find them, here they are. We are going to color these up. These are just little tiny candlestick holders. But what we're going to do is I'm going to get this wax back out, and we are going to color these up. And we are going to use these as knobs on top of the jar. The very first set of these I made, I did a drawing on, at the time, like I said, I was trying to get people to follow me and just get more followers. And so I did a drawing. Oh, that's nice. So I did a drawing for these jars. And a dear sweet friend of mine actually won them. And everybody was just, like I said, everybody was going crazy over these jars. So, like I said, if you guys can make them, just make them. I mean, they're awesome. And they look so cool. Make sure you get around the rim there, because even though it's going to be down, you still don't want any white to show, or wood to show, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Last one. And this is another reason I didn't do 4, because I only had 3 of these little candle holders left. Which, according to time, it's probably a good thing I didn't do a 4th one. All right. So what we're going to do now is we are going to glue these babies on. Oh, come to mama. Just go around the rim. All right, Odie. Stick it in the middle. Sorry, guys. Like I said, they're very vocal. Odie. Odie. Hey, chill out, little dude. You're fine. Thank you. I love these jars. Like I said, I ordered 3 cases of them because I thought, oh no, you're not going to do this to me again, because normally you find something you like and they quit making them or quit selling them. So I thought, I'm going to order me some of them. Well, all right, last one. And if you have a little bit of glue sticking out, it's fine, because you can always cover it up with ink or with wax. I got the jars from Dollar Tree. They were $1.25 a piece, Cindy, but they quit selling them at mine. So I went online and ended up ordering 3 cases of them. So now I have these jars coming out my bum. But, you know, at least I have them if I need them. Okay, so what I'm going to do real quick is just put a little bit of ink around the bottom of these. Oh, that one didn't work. I'll have to fix that one. guess I should have waited and let it dry, huh? But my favorite saying is, it's all good. We got this. Took my paint off too. But I'll fix it. No worries. Okay. Let's get these back on. Up after me, you guys, will be Becca with the pink butterfly. We have a whole list of people today that's crafting that you can watch after me. And when I go off, just refresh your page and you'll get to see Becca. Yeah. So, we're going to get the coffee podge back out. I've only got a couple minutes. Actually, I don't think I have enough time to do it. But what I'm going to do is take my coffee podge all around the jars, even the label again, and let it dry real good, and then embellish somehow. I think I'm just going to use maybe twine and a rusty star. What do you guys think? I think the rusty star would look really cute in the center. Yeah, I think the star would look really good. But here is the jars. This one, like I said, the paint came off when the lid fell off, but I didn't let it dry enough. But anyway, I can fix it up. But here are the jars. I hope you can see them. And you just set them on your counter. Make them look pretty. What do y'all think? You love them, Lisa? I do too. Thank you, Patricia. I do too. Yeah, I think the star would look good. Yeah. Thank you, Maria. The Outcast Crafter. Thank you. Okay, guys, like I said, next up is going to be Becca. You really need to stay in and watch her. She does amazing work. I've gotten used to watching all these ladies, and they are fantastic. Fantastic. They don't always do the kind of crafting I do, but I would love to learn how to do their kind of crafting. I've just always done vintage, and I'm not sure I know how to do. They've got one up on me because I'm not sure I can do it. But you know what? I'm going to practice, and we'll see what we can do. Creations by J&J. Thank you. I cannot remember your name. I'm so sorry. DK's Designs. Thank you so much. I love them too. All right, guys. That's about all for me today. But didn't go too bad for my first time. Anyway, I will get off of here and stay tuned for Becca. And you guys have an amazing day. Thank you.